Briana Scurry, two-time gold medalist and 99 World Cup champion goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team with Armen Levack on 104.5 The Team. Briana, thanks so much for joining us today. Really excited about talking to you. And I'm going to hit you with a fastball right off the top. Is this 2015 women's team in the World Cup better than the one that won the World Cup in 99?
That is a fantastic question. I've been asked that a couple of times if I thought that if the two teams played against each other, who would win. I gotta go with 99. Let's be real. But I tell you what, though, the last two games, I will say this: the last two games, the 2015 team have been absolutely outstanding. So if they played against the 99 team the way they've played the last two games, we might be in trouble.
Were you at all shocked with how easily they took down Germany?
No. But it was interesting. It was a very interesting game. I actually watched a few clips today again, and there were some very key moments in the game, and I thought Alex Morgan had an absolutely outstanding game. And I don't know how many people really noticed how brilliant she was, playing that lone striker up top and really causing a lot of trouble to that German back line, almost single-handedly. And then not only that, but allowing teammates to get into the attack with her. She created that first penalty kick that the USA had by that run in the box she made, and she actually created that second goal that Kelly O'Hara got by creating space for Kelly O'Hara to run into and allowing Carly Lloyd to pass to her. So the USA played a very tactical, very specific, well-executed game last night. And so, no, I don't think it was easy at all very much for them, but I just think they executed incredibly well. So it may have looked that way.
Briana Scurry, two-time gold medalist, 99 World Cup champion, goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team with Armen Levack on 104.5 The Team, now a public speaker for concussions and sports and a private soccer coach as well. BrieScurry.com is her website. And Briana, Hope Solo, so much talk about her performances. Can you put into words as to how good she has been for this team this year in the World Cup?
Well, she has been absolutely fantastic, especially the first game against Australia. I mean, she had several what we call emergency saves that she had to make. I mean, Australia came out of that first game raring to go, and the USA was playing very flat. So Hope had several key saves that first half, and then I believe at least one or two in the second half. And since then, which is very interesting, I've looked at the stats. Since then, she has had almost as many saves in the last 5 games as she had in that first game. I mean, that defense, I don't know what happened to that defense, but they have kept that ball away from her, and so the communication apparently has been fantastic between her and that back line. And as a unit, they are playing amazingly well. I mean, last night even, with that one exception, Julie Johnson having that ball skip over her head and having to take down the German player, other than that one time, she has been absolutely perfect. Almost perfect back there. And then, not only that, she serves the ball to Carly Lloyd for the win against China, and then almost scores a goal last night on her own in the first 5 minutes. So the USA defense and Hope has been absolutely amazing this World Cup, and hopefully they got one more in them.
Amen to that. Briana Scurry with Armen Levack. Briana, Hope is such a polarizing figure in the media, and outside the lines comes out with this documentation and this investigation. Ironically, right when the women begin their World Cup, can you take us behind the scenes? Like her relationship with the team, does this affect the team at all? Does this get to them at all? All this outside stuff, and do teammates like her? Do they tolerate her? What's that relationship like with Hope Solo?
I feel that the team has handled it incredibly well. I mean, clearly, all the attention that the team has gotten regarding things to do with Hope outside of the game haven't affected them very much at all. I mean, especially not on the pitch anyway. Now, in terms of how they get along with her and her relations with her teammates, I really can't speak to that because I really don't know.
Abby Wambach has been such an important part of this team. What is it about her that makes her such a key, important role for the U.S. women's national team?
I've played many games with Abby Wambach. I remember when Abby Wambach became Abby in the 2004 Olympic Games when she scored that amazing goal in the overtime against Brazil in 2004 to give us the gold. And she has been a prominent figure in U.S. soccer ever since. And she really has come into her own, an incredible maturity, as it actually is what she's displaying right now. Not playing a lot of minutes, and honestly, being okay with it. And what she has done, which is something a lot of great players are unable to do, is she is like, you know what? Let me see how I can help my team in the areas that I can be, effective in. For example, she does her halftime round circle with the team before they go out onto the pitch second half. I'm sure she's saying all kinds of things in the locker room because I recall her saying a lot of great and encouraging things when I played with her. And she's just that kind of spirit. She's that kind of player. There's nothing more that Abby wants than to win a World Cup. And honestly, you can believe it when she says it, and because I know her, she doesn't care how she gets it. If she doesn't play another minute, she doesn't play a minute of that final, and they win, it's just as good for her as if she had played every minute and scored a winning goal. I honestly can say that about her. She is that kind of person. She's that kind of character.
Wow. Honored to talk to two-time gold medalist Briana Scurry, 99 World Cup champion goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team, BrieScurry.com. And Briana, last night in the game, the pivotal moment where the top scorer in the world from Germany gets a PK with Hope Solo. What is it like in that moment on that stage to stare down a scorer like that of Germany? What's going through Hope Solo's mind at that time? And the fact that she missed, just a phenomenal moment in the game last night.
It was a phenomenal moment for different reasons, for the USA and then for Germany for sure. But it was a very interesting penalty kick. Hope clearly tried to make her think about it, as they do, like in NFL when a kicker is going to take a field goal. When they call a timeout, she basically called a timeout and froze her some sort, it seemed to me. And then that player, Stasic, I watched her other two penalty kicks, both against France, one during the run of play and the one during in their PK shootout. And she hit that ball at the exact same spot, right? But what she also did is every time she kicked it, she got a little bit further to the post, closer to the post. Every time she kicked it, she went a little bit faster. And so last night's kick, I'm not surprised she missed it, to be honest with you. She got up there. As soon as that whistle blew, she went right away. I mean, she was almost like she was trying to get it as quickly as she could. And, and she snatched at it, basically. And she scuffed it wide, as we say. And the thing that's interesting about that is, as high quality as a scorer as she is, like you said, it wasn't necessary to be that perfect. And so, unfortunately for her and Germany, she tried to be too perfect and clearly didn't have to be, because Hope was actually going in the other direction. And so, but I tell you what, I tweeted last night, as soon as I saw her miss that, I said, ooh, game on. That's a good omen for us. There's a force field on the goal. I'm like, you missed that kick, man. We're going to win this thing. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, Alex Morgan makes a great run in the box, which I don't think was actually a penalty kick. But, she was outside the box, I thought. But hey, Carly Lloyd made a meal of it. And that's what Carly Lloyd does. So there you go.
With so much being made about the powerful offense of Germany and the great defense of the U.S. and what a big match this was, is there any chance the U.S. women come out flat Sunday when they face either Japan or England?
That is always a concern, right? There's always that letdown, it seems, when you hype yourselves up for the big game. There's a letdown, but I really don't think so, and here's why. Because this USA team's mission for this tournament was to win it. Not to beat Germany. Germany was just one of 7 teams that would come along at some point in the tournament that they'd have to beat. If they were in the final, the quarterfinal, whatever, they knew they were going to probably have to face them at some point. And so I really don't think that they're going to have too much of a letdown. I think they smell a World Cup championship. It is 90 minutes away. And after all this time and all the agony that a lot of them have gone through since 2011, I really would be surprised. I don't think they're going to need too much motivation to come out, all guns blazing, against whomever it is, which I think it'll be Japan probably in the final. And I don't think they need any motivation.
Do you think they want Japan?
I want Japan.
Yeah.
I want Japan. Heck yeah. The score to settle and all that. That's real. That's real. They won Japan in that final, and they want to right that wrong from 2011. Absolutely.
that'd be great to see as well. Briana Scurry, two-time gold medalist and 99 World Cup champion goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team with Armen Levack. And Briana, now you are a public speaker for concussions in sports and private soccer coach as well, briescurry.com. And Briana, you ended your career because of a head injury, because of a concussion. How has soccer developed since you wrapped up your career? Where is soccer and concussions right now in 2015?
I tell you what, my story is interesting. Like you said, my career was ended by a hit in April 2010 in a game I was playing in knee to the side of my head, and the absolute hell I went through trying to get recovery and different doctors and not knowing exactly what was wrong and why was it taking so long, and not diagnosing me properly and getting me the right treatment and whatnot, and the battle that I fought and the emotions and the issues I had, emotional issues, like anxiety and panic and depression and all the physical symptoms I had as well, headaches and memory loss and all that stuff. It was really hard for me, and it wasn't until 3 years later when I was like, you know what, I have to do something here. I have to show people and tell people my story about what I've gone through, because I'm thinking if I'm going through this with my concussion, I can't imagine what U15 girls player might be going through. I can't imagine what different levels of play. If the two-time Olympic gold medalist can't seem to get the right help, after a long time and get shuffled around and misdiagnosed, then I can't imagine what other people must be going through. So I decided that I was going to start talking about it. But also I saw an article where I read where the instance of concussion is so high in women's soccer, female soccer, youth girls soccer especially, that I had to start talking about it. And so now I do every chance I get. And last night, there was a moment in the game where one of the German players headed Morgan Bryan, very scary, on TV, and they were both in trouble. And so I'm doing my best to talk about concussions too. Not only talk about prevention, but also talk about, diagnosis and return to play and recovery and the emotional side of it, which people rarely talk about. And I'm doing the best I can, and I've recently actually partnered up with Unequal Technologies, who makes a headband. They made the headband that Ali Krieger was wearing this entire World Cup after she had a horrific concussion a couple months back. So I'm partnering up with people, and we're out there. We're fighting this multifaceted issue that is concussions, and I'm going to keep talking about it until I feel satisfied that we not only have a concussion protocol that makes sense in the U.S., but also, education and that we have a problem in soccer, and it's concussion, and we can do something about it, and then people need to not ignore it anymore. They need to get to work.
Great cause, great cause. All right, here we go. It's the question you're waiting for.
Thank you.
Scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that the U.S. women bring home the World Cup?
I am supremely confident. I really am. I have a really good feeling about this. I wasn't so sure at one part of the tournament when they weren't playing that well that first 4 games, and then they started playing really well against China. And then last night, watching how that game unfolded, I got a feeling that I've had before, which is I feel it might be destiny. Because, that German player missing that penalty kick and then us getting one within 10 minutes and then bang, 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 the game is over. And now here we are in the final. I really think it might be destiny. So, yeah, I am extremely confident that they're going to win. So about 10. I'll say 10.
Woo! I love it. Well, what a cool moment for us today as well. Briana Scurry, two-time gold medalist, 99 World Cup champion goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team. I remember where I was and what I was doing in 1999 when you all won the World Cup, and hopefully that happens again on Sunday. And Briana, cheers to that. And look, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for concussion prevention and for speaking out. Again, briescurry.com, on Twitter, @briescurry. And, hey, here's to hoping that we all get to celebrate on Sunday, Briana.
Absolutely. I can't wait. What a 4th of July weekend for this country would be, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Let freedom ring. Thanks so much for your time today.
All right. Thanks a lot.